Welcome back to the AD 1926 video series. This is part 51, two more ghost towns in eastern New Mexico. Last episode we left Glenrio, so we're going to continue west and head through Endee and go to Bard. This is just west of Glenrio. We are looking at original Route 66 here. This is the road from 1926 to 1954. Now, you see it's not paved. It was paved in the early 30s, but it's been ripped up now. So we're actually back to that 1926 to early 30s feel. So this is inspiration for the AD 1926 movement. Between Glenrio and Endee, you see a couple of these abandoned buildings set back pretty far from the road. They look to be from the era of 1926, but I'm not sure. In this area, 66 paralleled the railroad tracks, and it's possible that original 66 was on the other side of the tracks and went along this fence line here. Here's a shot of some of this abandoned railroad. Let's head on down the road and go to the ghost town of Endee. On the east end of Endee, on the right here, we see this shell of a building, just ruins, really. The building barely holding itself up. And here's another look from a different part of the year. There are some people that live in this area, but compared to what it used to be, this is definitely a ghost town, a Route 66 ghost town. Just look at these old pictures, for instance. Let's get a closer look at this old complex here with this modern restrooms. I'm standing on original Route 66 in the ghost town of Endee, New Mexico. You may have seen photographs of this place before, modern restrooms. Clearly, this has not been used in many decades. So I'm out here getting some inspiration for the 66 Ghost Towns movement, as well as the opening movement of the suite, which I will title AD 1926. So I look at the original road, take that original path, and look at places that would have been here in 1926, including Endee. And we'll jump back in the Route 66 suite vehicle, continue west along original 66, and head to the ghost town of Bard. And I definitely did not expect to see this on the road. We're coming up on the ghost town of Bard. There are some people that live in this area. There's some homes clearly occupied, but this was the original town site of Bard before Route 66 was moved to the north and Bard essentially moved with it because that became the center of Bard. But even that up there, there's not much left. We'll look up Road M here. You can't even see where the new location of Bard is. So there you have it. Bard, New Mexico, a town that used to be located along that original alignment of Route 66, providing inspiration for 66 ghost towns and AD 1926. Next up in the AD 1926 video series, we are going to drive into San Juan along that original path. This was actually released last year, February 13th, 2022, as episode 51 out of all of the Route 66 suite videos. If you want to see more of these videos, the showing the places inspiring the music, consider being a patron. Simply subscribe at patreon.com/Route66Suite.